Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. Obviously, we all know who I am, and there's been some interesting things that happened. I'd say this week so far with everything, between Raw with the Machine, I guess 2.0. Now NXT falls into it now since Vince took over. I don't even need to get into that. And then Dynamite there stuff. I mean, there was some good wrestling thrown in there, some bad wrestling. Answers. We got answers to stuff, which you know, regardless if you like the answer you got, at least it was an answer and it moved things forward. There was some good stuff, some bad stuff, some weird stuff. There was a lot in there. But again, there were a lot of really good things that were in there mixed in with all the dumb and some, well, really just really because we didn't see it coming stuff. And in all actuality, we 100% saw it all coming, which kind of sucks. But it's to be expected. They can't seem to help themselves sometimes, no matter who it is. No one seems to actually want to physically help themselves. I have no idea why, but they love to shoot themselves in the foot. We all know it. We've all seen it for long enough, but I'm going to jump into it. Let's jump into Monday night with Raw. Starting out, I will say the RK Bro winning the tag titles in that triple threat match against the Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. That was a great. That was a great way to start off the show, and it was a great match. I was getting texts from people that normally aren't very happy, let's say, with the shows on the machine for the most part, and they were even happy and digging on it. So I can't disagree with it. That was actually a really good way to start out the show, regardless of how you feel about the machine. You got to give them credit when they actually have good matches on TV. And that was a good one, especially a good one to start out the show. Belated happy birthday to Chad Gable. I believe it was yesterday. But that was a really good thing. It was a good match. And now that sets up, RK Bro to go, I'm sure, into Mania as champions. Gives Alpha Academy something to go back after. We got answers with KO. We know it's Seth. I mean, Seth's going to do something, obviously, moving forward, going towards Mania. And I'm positive, I'd hate to, be right again, but I think all of us can actually agree that it's not just going to be the Alpha Academy and RK Bro at Mania. They're going to add someone else in there, some even more than just one person in there, because they have to get, everyone on the show in some way. And sadly, tag team, they just throw a million people in there. Who else could be? We could think about maybe Street Profits. I mean, who else could we actually honestly think deserves to have a shot in there? Just off the top of my head, just trying to think of it. Triple threat wouldn't be bad. I hope that both tag titles, both Raw and SmackDown actually make the card at WrestleMania, because I'm still pissed at the SmackDown guys. We're on SmackDown go home before Mania, be at the women's tag qualifier, got to be on the main card, and no one remembers anything except for Mandy falling down and an alleged Carmella wardrobe malfunction, which I didn't even notice. Granted, I probably really wasn't paying the most attention to it because it was a stinker, and the men's SmackDown tag match, that was a lot better. But it does set up to get at least the Profits, maybe someone else into the card, in an actual match. And RK Bro, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, even what they're doing. I think Gable's entertaining, and I always thought he was the better between him and Jason Jordan. So American Alpha, and it'll be a good match. I mean, and Randy, he wouldn't be doing it if he wasn't having fun. It's actually making people like Otis and Gable really relevant, because they're sitting there working with someone like Randy, and so that's good for business and helps them out. And I hope they don't add any extra stupid to it. And again, I really can't think of anyone that would even rate to have a title shot. Besides, you could throw obviously Street Profits in there, but that's it. So even if it becomes a triple threat, that's still good. But it was a great way to start off the show. I wish they would have kept all that momentum, because then we wasted time with Reggie, Dana, Tamina, and Tozawa, which just hurts my head. Did get to see Champion Breaker. We got to see Breaker make his Raw debut, and they defeated Ziggler and Rude. I thought it was a pretty good one. I thought the one on NXT was better, but that's just me. Breaker pinning Ziggler the night before their title shot. Again, I thought it was a good match just because everyone involved, and we all know. I mean, Ziggler, Rude, and Ciampa are capable of, just for all the years we've watched them doing it, no matter where they've been. They've been really, really good. Breaker, he's still learning. He's still really young. So, see him make his Raw debut that fast might have been a thing. Is it a sign that they're going to move him up quicker because they already have him doing all this? I don't know. I mean, I think it would be a shame to shove him up there that fast. I don't think it'll work out good for him if they push him up that fast. But again, I could be wrong. It could just be me. I just don't want to see him get moved up, right up the thing with only a few matches. They haven't been on the road yet, all the time like they used to be NXT. So there's not a lot of time, talking and all that. Like, I just want to see him stick around down, 2.0 for, a little bit longer. I think doing it, right now is just be bad, especially as you made him like the guy right out the gate. Have him be the guy and then lose right away and just go straight up to the roster. Just be dumb to me, but a lot dumber things they can do. I just think he needs a little bit more, experience building everything before they, throw him up to the main roster. You can tell me I'm wrong. It's okay. A lot of people do. Trust me, I was married. Or what I did, I was wrong. Even though her closing words were, it's not that you always think you're right, Jesse. It's that in the end you always end up being right. And that's because I use my brain. So at least those were the closing arguments I got before it ended. So I guess I won an argument with a woman, but I think it could still be good. I just hope they don't call him up too early, which they did to Apollo Crews, who, really has had that one moment where he was IC champion battling with, really, Big E was the big one. And I think he did some with, Nakamura, but like, what was the point of him and Omos? And then the whole thing with Aziz, like, afterward, the match was just dumb. Like, that was really just like a wasted segment altogether, and waste, of Apollo's ability. I don't know anyone that actually liked any of that. So if you did, please, comment, voice message, whatever, let me know. But I thought it was just stank the place out. And it's a shame because every time they had a little bit of momentum going, they just crater it. Not surprising. Edge's promo, no music, the lighting, his eyes, like, is a different look, a different feel. And him look a little older, I'll give him that. Whole different thing. See where they're gonna go with it all and do all that. Regardless of how this keeps going, we all know the match between him and AJ at Mania is going to be phenomenal. No pun intended. I didn't even mean to do that. Throw that out there that way. It's going to be great. They're going to steal the show. It's just, see where they go with this whole, he's never, locked into what he likes, like, just to see what they do with it all is going to be, good. See how AJ responds whenever he comes back, because he's super talented. So is Edge. Great storytellers in and out of the ring, which, is a lost art, really, to me. A lot of guys lose the art of telling good stories. And AJ and Edge still know how to do it. And it should be really, really, like, really good. I don't know where they're going to put Edge, after it, where he goes from there, because I don't think he's done yet. But if he is, I mean, at least AJ will be a good way to end it. I just don't think he's done yet. I hope I'm not wrong there, even though, again, look at Taker's, match that he's finally pleased with enough to retire, actually be done with it, was against AJ, and I thought it was really nicely put together. It took forever, get the thing all put together, but it was good. It made him look good. He didn't almost get killed. There's a lot of good to it. So it's a great way to go out. It's just, it's one of those things, because you got to think too, like, Shawn ended Rick, Taker ended Shawn, AJ ended Taker. Yeah, I mean, that, in those types of things. So, I mean, Edge taking it, but we all know AJ just somebody they could have one now and then one later down the road to say, call it quits. But I know that's way far out there thinking. But it'll be good. I just don't know how to feel about the light and the music. No music. His eyes looked, it was just, I don't know. It's a completely different vibe. I'll give him that. So it is a whole different thing. We'll see where he goes. Though. I'm sure he has great ability and he knows exactly where he wants to go with it. And I think it'll be, it'll probably end up being great. It was just weird. Moves us on to the women's tag title match, which, shocker, Liv and Rhea won. So now it's a it's a triple threat match for the women's tag championships, which I forgot were even like a thing, because we haven't seen them or done anything with them in so long. They've really wasted the opportunity they had with them. So much momentum when they started out with them. And last year, the qualifier match joke, the actual title match joke. It's just, I don't like it at all. I'm not surprised it's a triple threat. There's probably going to add more to it, make it a fatal four-way or something, just to get more people involved. And it really is like a shame. And they just keep throwing people randomly together, which, like, make it real. Like, make people care about it. Because right now it's been a joke for forever. And we saw the winner gets in. Okay, well, they're going to be in it. Just because that's the way they do it. And it's like, here, well, we don't know what else to do with you. So now you're going to be a tag team. And then, a couple of months, well, we're going to break you up and we still don't know what to do with you. But you'll be broken up and, we'll try to figure it out from there. Just, I think it's all dumb and sketchy and stupid. Shocked to see that, Priest attacked Finn during his match with Austin Theory. I mean, I know, shocker who didn't see that coming. Again, we all knew it was coming. It'd be a good match at Mania. And then Kevin Owens calling out Stone Cold for, WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals. And I got a few things on that. I hope it's not a match by any, sense of, anything, because I thought him and Rock, especially everything, Stone Cold went through the night before and all that health stuff we all, found out about since. That was just too good of an ending. I don't want to see him come back to have a match with KO. I don't think it's because it would be a bad match. I just, that was such a good ending to it all with the right rival, the right guy. Now, do I think it could be like a giant just skull thumping? Yes, that's a good, opportunity. Do I see KO talking trash? Stone Cold talks more trash. Stunner's beer? Yes, there's all kinds of opportunities it could be. I just don't want to see it be a match again. That's just me as, fan, businessman, whatever you want to say. I just don't want to see it go that way. I really don't. I mean, everyone like, oh, we want to see him one more match, but do you really want to after this many years? Put on, like, just go down there and just stomp the holy hell out of him. Stunner beer. KO gets his moment with Stone Cold. Stone Cold gets his moment. The fans get their moment. Just have it be just a whooping. And everyone will be okay then. Well, you leave everyone happy and that moment that you're looking for, trying to get, people to show up to, because ticket sales still suck. But I'll ask is that it's not a match. I'm sure a lot of you people listening can agree that we hope it's not a match. Because again, me watching that one like all those years ago, like that was a perfect, ending right there for, like legit in-ring career. We've seen him do stuff since then, but Sheriff, co-GM, just don't have to be a match. Have to just be some kind of, just thumping for a few minutes, beers flying everywhere, stunners, everyone's happy. I don't want to see it be a match. No offense to him. Care how good a shape he's in. It was just too good. And, how often do we get to see that? Just let it go, please. Moves us on to 2.0. I will say that Cora Jade and Wendy Chu doing that spinning, like the small packages around the ring was dumb as hell. Gigi and JC of Toxic Attraction attacking, Raquel's knee to stop her and Cora from winning. Shocker. Moves on Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai. So Dakota's in it, both times in the finals. And Cora attacked Mandy later on in the night for the attack. Well, Mandy was up there alone. So, I guess that put her back in the title picture. I don't know, but that happened. Again, that small package rolling around thing, that's no, like that just hurt my head. That was kind of dumb. Just like when Wendy was laying there pretending to be asleep and the commentator started whispering so low to a point where you couldn't even really tell they were saying anything because she was trying to sleep in the ring. That was really dumb too. Well, let's not do any more of that. That was silly. Waller and LA Knight, last man standing match. Yeah, a good thing going. We all knew Song would get involved. All I have to say on the match really is Can we end it already? Because it does seem like it's been going on forever. And that, Waller diving off the top rope to drop an elbow, across Waller while he was on the announce table, like, did not deserve a holy you know what chant. Sorry, not sorry. That didn't deserve one. We see stuff like that all the time. Wasted on something that's really cool, not a guy dropping an elbow on someone through the announce table. I'm sorry. To me, that didn't deserve it. I sorry, probably people that thought it did there in the crowd, but that did not deserve a holy you know what chant. Just a normal old thing. So let's not go there. MSK and Imperium ending with the Creed brothers attacking them after they were attacked earlier in the night. We'll see where they go with it all. I'm sure we're going to get the truth of who did it, and everyone will be involved in some big triple threat match or whatever for stand and deliver, which I think will deliver. So, we'll see how they're going to play it out for a couple weeks. But they play it out for a couple weeks. Hopefully, it doesn't get stupid. But I'm pretty sure those three are going to be. We'll see who did it. We all this proof. We'll have a triple threat, and they'll tear the house down just like they always do. It was just it's a good match going. It's a great way to kill the time, and it's a great way to set it up for something so it makes sense for a triple threat. But we all know it's coming, and it'll be good. So I have no problem with that. I hate Jiro. I hate Jack at time. I don't know why they wasted time with him. And I hate what they're doing to Kushida. Enough said. Ciampa's new song still sucks. Rude obviously was going to get involved in Ciampa, being the one to get pinned by Ziggler for Ziggler to win the title. Going forward, it'll be a great match with everything said and done. And again, still protected Breaker because he wasn't the one that got pinned, but gets Ciampa pinned again, which But now having him and stand and deliver is only in a couple weeks. I just hope that they don't, do the absolute stupid thing and have him drop it to Breaker like right away. But that being said, I mean, they don't have him get it back right away. I mean, what do they do with Breaker then? Or do they have him lose again, then just go up to the main roster? Like, how do they do it? It's good to see. Yeah, Ziggler as a champ, I think Ziggler could work with a lot of guys down there and help a lot of people out because they need the experience and it gives them something to do besides just wasting time away. But it's one of those double-edged swords that could help the people down there. But then what do they do with Breaker? And then what was the point of giving the title if he just drops Breaker? Make him a two-time champion within 3 weeks of each other. So it's one of those double-edged swords to me. But I think again, Ziggler being down there, like when AJ was, that's good for the younger guys. It gets people experience with guys that are very experienced and very, technical and safe in the ring. So, it's a double-edged sword. I just don't want. And again, I don't want to see him, dropping back after 3 weeks. But then what do they do with him? So they have to give it back because it's one of those catch-22s. What do you really do with it? I just now that they did it, pulled the trigger. I hope they don't. I don't want to see them have them pick it off of them within 3 weeks because really that didn't do anything, and that just makes it look like it was a ratings thing. Really, that's exactly what it proves. Well, I don't want to see it, be that because I think that'd be stupid, but still a good match. And Breaker Ziggler, then that's going to be a great one. Like you'll really see how good he is again, putting him in the ring with someone like Ziggler. One-on-one. Will idiots get involved? Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Rude and all that, but it'll be really good. The more people Ziggler works with to include Breaker and all, because lots of young people. We already know the rebranding, the reboot, what they're doing with it. I hope that it's longer than a few seconds, or even if it is a few seconds. I hope he gets to work with people in between then to give people a little extra help that they need. We'll see. And we'll also see, it's going to be down Tiffany Stratton, whatever her name was, losing her thing. She does look better than her first time again. And, Mello in that ladder match for stand and deliver. That should be a great ladder match. See where they're going to put everyone in that. Grimes is going to be one of them. There's going to be, a few of them that we can guarantee are going to be in it. So let's see what they do with it. But man, that ladder match a lot. I normally don't like let you down, so I'm really excited. That I'm sure they'll stick some experience in there too, just to help it out a little bit more. But that should be really good. And that moves us on to Dynamite from last night, which, saw Jericho's heel turn finally. I say finally, like we were waiting for it to, but I mean, he does the heel turn, named it the Jericho Appreciation Society, which by the way sucks. Having Danny Garcia and 2.0 in there, guess what? They're still gonna suck. Still not gonna like them, or like they're just like it's them in the ring. It's a look at them, it's their mannerisms. I don't like 2.0. I never will. Just the way it is. And Hager in there, gives Hager something to do. Lets him be the muscle, which could be a good thing. So we'll see what they do with that. Hangman defending his title against Dante. I mean, it was a quick one. It was a waste of time. We all knew Dante wasn't going to win. But now that his brother's back, it does get him out from being, the number 2 ranked guy in the company with the loss. So they don't have to worry about that anymore. That's really the way I see it. That was quick. Regal, with Bryan Danielson and John Moxley can be great. They're 3 minds together. I mean, depending on how they play it all out, they could do great things. They really can. I mean, they really, really can. No one can deny that. That could be really, really good if done appropriately. So I'm just waiting to see how they pull off. But, Regal, good promo, good way, just explain their history and all, putting it together. And again, most people I know were pissed when they saw Regal got dumped from, NXT of all people. So good to see him, in the business and with those guys. Again, those 3 brains and all that experience, they could do a lot of good and work with and elevate a lot of people. And I'm sure they'll do it right if they're given the opportunity. So let's see them. Just don't screw it up. I don't think you, me, anyone, just don't screw it up, because that could actually be really good if they get the right people involved, and they could help elevate all kinds of people, both by beating them, losing to them, teaming with them. Like it could be really, really good. Those minds working with all that young talent. So don't screw it up. It's all any of us are asking. Don't screw it up, because that could be great. FTR firing Tully Blanchard. There you go. Andrade Hardy family office voted Matt out. They attack him. Darby and Sting come out to their defense till they get beat up. And then there comes Jeff making it. The day it expired, it was 90-day. There happened to be Dynamite, and they set it up to do that. Like we all knew the second Andrade started getting involved. They're doing that for the Hardys to get back together. The Hardy Boys back together. Jeff comes out, still gets to use the music because WWE didn't own it, which makes it even better. I see what he could do with Sting after, that whole thing over in TNA. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just go look for it. The damn shame that he was in a different place. But, we all knew it was going to happen. All the people they said that dream matches they want to work with, people they want to work with again, like it, just let them go and have their last good run. And remember, WWE dropped the ball on this one. They terribly used Matt there for the longest time. And then look how they did Jeff. Passed a breathalyzer in the drug test. Why do you think the second they found out they offered him a big old contract, with all kinds of stuff to include a Hall of Fame induction? Like they dropped the ball and they know it. So hopefully the Hardys make a good run out of it. We'll see Swerve Strickland, formerly known as Isaiah Swerve Scott, before Machine screwed that up against Tony Nese on Rampage on Friday. Wardlow, I thought he did good on the mic for how much we don't ever hear him talk. So that was good. Is there stuff to improve? Yes, but I've heard people with a lot more experience suck a lot worse. So, that was good. Don't actually have Keith Lee. Don't do him like that and have him deal with that whole QT Marshall in the factory idiocy. Like, please don't. Like, he's super talented. No offense to QT Marshall or anything. Like, just don't. I think everyone can agree with that. Please, God, don't get Keith Lee brought into all that idiocy. Thunder Rosa defeated legit Layla Hirsch, but it was a waste of time. I thought it actually sucked. Like, I absolutely hated it enough that I actually wrote down that I hated it. And that was just a hot, steamy pile of garbage all over the place. It's a shame, but we do get to see Thunder Rosa against, Britt Baker in a steel cage for the title next week. So that's an exciting thing. I'm sure the idiots will still get involved somehow in all of that, because they always do. But at least, that bad match is going to lead to, another pretty, because we all know what Britt can do. We know Thunder Rosa, what she can do. It's just see him inside of a cage, see what happens. But That match, Thunder Rosa and Layla Hirsch sucked. Again, comment and tell me differently. Leave a voice message on, Anchor and tell me differently. But that absolutely, that was terrible. And then, that Sammy bump through the table, off the top rope, like through that table to the floor, like that absolutely had to suck. Absolutely. Terribly how he kept going. Scorpio Sky wins the title. The streak continues of not being beaten. Paige Van Zant makes a debut and puts Ty into the stairs like that. And we all know Adam Lambert and Ethan Page would get involved. I mean, now Dan Lambert, I'm sure he's going to talk more and never shut up. But that set up a lot of good things, and now we can see what Lambert and Scorpio Sky could do. At some, are we going to have them lose to Wardlow right away, or have Wardlow get put down and lose all the momentum, or MJF screws him and all that, and then he, they could do it right to keep it going. But we'll see how they do it all. All depends on the powers that be and how they want to play it off. But we all know, Wardlow goes, puts him down, or MJF and them get involved. So Wardlow then deals with them, or Wardlow wins and MJF steals. There's so much stuff they could do to keep that going and let this thing play out. So we'll see what they do with it. Again, there's a lot of options. I just named off 2 right there without even trying. So there's a lot of stuff they can do. We'll see what they do with it all. But it was a good match too. I mean, that bump through the table though, like when I saw that, I wonder if that means he was actually like hurt, and that's why they had him take the bump and lose, so they could say like he hurt himself here doing this, even though he was already done, because that looked like it sucked. And it does put Ty Conti and Paige Van Zant in the crosshairs of one another, to let that be Paige's first thing in there. So it's again, it'll be good for Paige. It'll be good. People like actually enjoy looking at it. At least I think the match won't completely suck if they put them together. But now that Paige is there officially, it gives them something to do, especially if he actually is hurt, because she was there at ringside and attack with that. So it does keep it alive without Sammy having to do anything if he is hurt or anything. So extends the story until he gets back for a couple weeks or whatever they're doing. But it could be that. And, he takes that bump, he loses, Paige and Ty can keep going. Like, so it seems like the way it is, but, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Everyone is wrong every once in a while, but I don't know. That one actually makes way too much sense for it to not be what happens. So we'll see. I could again be very wrong, but all of that like actually tells a good story and give them time or whatever, depending on what could be wrong, or if he needed time off, or she got thrown to the stairs. So they I don't know, who knows, but there's a lot of ways they could do that. But see Paige Van Zant signed. At least there's that, to add someone else there. Their MMA background, real wrestling background, which they need in the women's division, but that's one more person. So overall, the 3 days for the week wasn't bad. It wasn't all bad. There was some garbage, like Thunder Rosa and Layla Hirsch. Anything that was 24/7 title, anything. That just hurts my head. Women's tag stuff sadly hurts my head, because we all know it's gonna just like jacket time. But I mean, there was the triple threat at the beginning of Raw. There was. Seeing Jeff's return, even though we knew it was going to happen, like it was good to see him, get his time, get him to show up. We saw good tag team wrestling. We saw, different side of Edge, which is then we got to see, and now we're going to see KO and Stone Cold for Mania. So there's a lot of stuff that was accomplished and happened in the midst of all the stupidity. But okay, bro, winning that triple threat, that was a great way to start out the week. So, there's still some, as you heard, like I found positives. There's stuff I didn't mention because it was really terrible. It just wasn't even worth the breath. But there's some good stuff in there. So as much as I can complain, at least they had some good stuff in there. And that elbow drop from Waller to LA Knight did not deserve the holy you-know-what chant, because, well, it's just a basic like elbow bump through the thing. Like I know that easily entertained apparently down there now 2.0, but that didn't deserve it. So that I'm going to jump off. Again, tell me what you think. Comment. If you go on Anchor, I believe you can leave voice messages on the page directly to tell me what you think that way. Even try to figure out how to play them in there. Good times. But there was some good stuff. There was some bad stuff. Yeah, but we got some more answers going towards, Stand Deliver and WrestleMania, which is the more important one. And we'll see what they do with some of it, like KO and Stone Cold. I don't think there'll be a match, but you never know. They could blow all of our minds. So let me know what you think. Like them all out. Comment on them. Follow along on all the platforms. Videos are on YouTube and Rumble. I forgot I still have the Facebook page that I shared, the videos to when I'm with someone else and they're on the show with me. Audio is on Anchor, Breaker, Stitcher, Apple and Google Podcasts, Overcast, iHeartRadio. I do believe. No, not on iHeartRadio. Sorry, scratch that. Not yet. Still waiting on their approval, but Anchor, Breaker, Stitcher, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify as well. So you can follow along on any of those and have your notifications on so you never miss an episode. Share them out on all the shows, on the socials, help it grow, because free advertising is good. And if you get more people involved, that's good. If you ever want to be on again, ever, let me know, because I'm always, willing to sit down and have someone on here to talk wrestling with me, and enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll be back, here in a few days. So be good to each other. Let me know what you think. Share it out. Enjoy, your weekend. Until next time, my friends. Peace.